Hey, what's going on? This is Queen Sarita coming to do a channeled reading for you. In this moment, whenever you receive these messages from these tarot readings, they are timeless. They are channeled messages for the collective consciousness. And if you find one of these, listen to it. If it's for you, you'll know it. If not, take what works in the reading for you, and consider it, and then the other things, leave them. They may be for somebody else. Otherwise, let's get into this reading, which is happening on a day that really has to do with the element and energy of infinity. We've got the Lion's Gate energy. We've got this 8 energy. We've got this Leo energy. The people listening to this reading, you're experiencing a lot of interruptions on your path. So many interruptions that it's caused a lot of sorrow. The Sorrow card, feeling as though people are against you, things happening all of a sudden. And as much as you've tried to move on and not see it, as you've got refusing to see next, mentally it seems to be something you're learning how to block out. And if you're not learning how to block it out, well, it looks like you are learning to block it out. It's just taking its time. We've got the 9 of Swords first, and then the 2 of Swords. So 2 Swords cards started all off. If we were just going with those energies, which is so powerful, it's like a net is being cast over your aura due to the interruptions, due to people not keeping their end of the bargain, due to people changing it up at the last minute, due to you having such a strong and powerful spiritual awakening, and your spiritual awakening being triggered. If you look at the card, the 4th card, you've got somebody peeping through a curtain shadow there. And they're looking in on this shadow. And what you have become aware of, perhaps, if you're getting this reading, is that there's more than what you see when it comes to meeting another human being, which is really a divine being. That when you meet someone in their physical form this lifetime, there's more than meets the eye. It doesn't matter what they tell you. You have learned over time that your life, potentially, can experience immense, intense, extreme ups and downs if you are not aware. So this message I'm also seeing, this refusing to see, is that there are other people around you. It could be them who are refusing to see. Your whole world is being kind of set on fire because of the amount of changes and transformations, shifts, learning, growth that you've been experiencing. You've got all kinds of people in your life that have influenced things. Some of these things have blocked or felt like they've blocked your energy. It feels like people are crossing boundaries and you have this other energy of action and focus. It's the Knight of Feathers. You're ready to take action. It looks like you're just about to jump off of this hill or this mountain, but you're making sure things are set up correctly. And there's something about the universe helping you to remove impediments that seem to be on your path. As a result of you learning to declare what it is that you want, you're having to do a whole lot of turning the other cheek, if you will. Because you know and you sense that you're being tested. And you know why? Because you know, or what you sow, you reap. What you sow, you get back. People don't realize that the distractions, the so-called chaos that they have been creating is, number one, a part of the script. The script isn't real, but there's lessons here. And a lot of forgiveness, I see. That's what I'm seeing next with this Share the Love card. It's like you are kind of ambivalent or reconsidering whether you should continue to share your energy with these people, some of these causes, some of these jobs, some of these co-workers. Could be anyone. It could be certain customers you have, to students. Many conversations have been had over and over again. It looks like you're at the point you've just thrown your hands up and said, help me. God, help me, please. Source, ether, cosmic intelligence, divine intelligence, mother, father, divine, help me. Spirit is saying with this Share the Love card that you have everything that the source has in it and you. Breathe in on that. Breathe in again and let it out, they say. Breathe in again and let it out. You have what the source has in you. Past lives card, that's next, reveals to you that these people that are around you and all the ways that they are, you've experienced them before. They've experienced you before. And you all are tied together like a karmic knot, and it's a number 8 on this card, basically. But it doesn't have to be a struggle anymore. See, the next card is talking about how you can, let me put my hand here. You see this one, clarity of belief. You can rewrite your script. You can do that. You can reprogram your subconscious to start attracting something different than this. This Tower card with that thunderbolt energy, you're tired of it. And after this clarity of belief card, which is another card talking about the swords, the mental, the mind, a lot of mental activity is going on. There's a lot of cosmic changes going on as well. Also, you all listening, the ascension, the expansion is going on and taking place in all directions. You're interacting with these people, because on this card you've got nothing but a whole bunch of conversations being had with all these different people. But then you have it again with the past lives. So this isn't a one-stop show. This is a cycle, a wheel that has gone around and around. You all made agreements to show up for each other in different roles and play those roles out, whether you believe it or not. This is what has been said time and time again by elders who have been enlightened and wise and self-realized, that they remember their past lives. And if they do remember them, then they remember that the people in their lives came from another time. You're just doing a dance. You see this? These people look like they're dancing together. They're doing a nice dance. Sometimes it's not a nice dance. However, I see you really desiring to have more nice dances in your life. You're not wanting to, you're not willing to with this Justice card. You're bringing everything to task right now. You want balance. You got the scales and the sword. You're like, which one should I use for justice here? Your intellect, which is the sword. Some people want to actually, get physical with people because they're just over it and tired of it. They're spiritual, but they're trying to figure out how to process the emotions they're dealing with the turning in card. And that's why when you have all of that so-called negativity around you, it really feels like you're being targeted. But what are you holding in your mind, Spirit says? What are you holding in your mind? What are you seeing? They're saying, over and over again, what do you see? You've got to be flowing. However you're flowing is going to affect your environment. And so-called creatures, characters, monsters, all different types of names, they're just reflections of us, aspects of you, pieces of you. And the more you bring yourself together, Spirit says, the more you harmonize yourself emotionally, physically, psychically, spiritually, energetically, all the different ways, all the things. There's something changing massively here. Now you know what this is. Speaking, talking, negative self-talk. But there's some cleansing and purification that I see showing up here in the reading, which shows in the ordinariness card, which is the 8 of Wands. And in this 4, that's the 4 of Cups. And these are the Pentacles. So you've got a whole assortment of lessons here that have come up for you at this time. This is more of a reminder type of a reading. A reminder that you can test the universe. That's what the Justice card is talking about. It was at the center of your reading. At the center of your reading, the Justice card came up and said, hey, test me. The Sword says you can test it because you're everything. Do you see Quan Yin in the reading? A deity type of energy. That divine goddess energy is showing up in there, so it could help to balance out the yin and yang energies within you, because you are the one attracting to you, and you're so powerful. You all aren't giving yourselves enough credit, Spirit says. When you're ready, break out of your shell. It looks like that's what you're really wanting. And so the universe says, test me. So one of the ways you can test the universe, we've got Sisters of the Star Blossom. While we each take our own journey to divine bliss and truth, we have soul friends that love us unconditionally and wish to help us find our way home with the least suffering and greatest joy. When we allow ourselves to be helped, we help others too. It is a spiral of support and love that wishes to connect more with you now. beautiful message, beautiful card. You can see it. But there's 4 different Quan Yins on the card asking you or putting it out there to consider utilizing the spiritual realm. That's where everything originates anyway. It takes place there every day of the week. And then it takes place over here. So if you want things to happen faster, meditation, turning in. The same thing you've already heard before 3 other times. This time it looks like you've already been testing things out, putting your foot in, dipping your toes in the water, experiencing the coolness and the ease of what it feels like to step back, observe more, speak less, speak at the right times, and speaking less when you don't want to. This makes you even more magnetic. This inner work that you've already begun doing, whatever level you're on with it, you're setting the precedence and the pace of all of it. But going back to these contracts, if you're done working with these people that are in your life in certain capacities, go ahead and start telling the universe, I'm done. I want to do this differently. I'm ready to do this differently. I'm ready to move on from this old time. I've served my time, or, whatever. Clearing these extra attachments, these extra extensions of you, or these disturbances or perceived disturbances. We've got magnetic and abundance coming up. Once you drop a lot of that interactions with those people who aren't supporting you and connect to the people who are supporting you, even if they are your ancestors and your guides, this is your reminder not to walk away from Source. Don't even doubt it. But don't be a wimp with it, Spirit says. Instead, command how you want things to be. Command it. That's when it works. Some of you know how it is, or you've experienced changing the weather pattern because you're just connected like that. You are the source and the source is you. That means on all levels. You're being reminded of the radiant moon of compassion. Quan Yin sits upon a radiant moon of compassion. Quan Yin sits upon a radiant moon of compassion, pouring forth the spiritual strength needed for you to liberate yourself from lower vibrational energies of fear and judgment and shift into the vibration of freedom, love, and peace where you naturally belong. You are being urged to use this power. You're being urged to use this power to grow spiritually and free yourself from a situation, oh my gosh, that would otherwise dim your bright spirit. So I'm going to let you see this. You can take a screenshot of it. And the back of it looks like that. Now, the other Quan Yin message card was this one. And the other side. Okay. I like how this is coming together. Then we've got power and perseverance. You have more power than you know. Even on the Quan Yin cards, it talked about justice and freedom. Your justice card being right here. You're free. You're already free. And you can cut yourself free from unnecessary attachments, even if it involves a plan. Even if it needs to be planned. The 9 of Acorns. That's the 9 of Pentacles. So the resources are available. Declare it and speak your truth. We've got the comparison card also. People comparing themselves to you. People pushing boundaries. People thinking they're separate from you. And sometimes us thinking we're separate. Or you may be thinking you're separate from them. On the spiritual journey, you're all one. With this message today, you're being reminded to share your radiance, to remember to make sure you put reminders around you of some sort, even if you just do it 5 minutes a day, 5 minutes a week, 5 minutes sometime. But the frustration will stop so much when you use the right things mentally, when you focus on the right things in your thoughts, and you stand in your truth, regardless to who you're standing next to, because people don't even know who you are a lot of the time. But God knows you. Your Maker knows you, and it is filled with radiance. And the real natural you is always filled with radiance, and you have so much love to give. And yes, you deserve to be compensated for doing what you do professionally. You shouldn't have to beg people to give you money and to pay you. And you shouldn't have to deal with such huge ups and downs financially. And do it from your heart center. Trust your Maker, but test the universe. Because that dullness that you've been experiencing, even though it's happened time and time again, here and there, it's time for something new now. These cards talked about it. It's time to renegotiate these contracts, right? So, I'm not a lawyer or anything, but these are spiritual contracts. You can renegotiate them because you are the doer. Who else is going to do it? You don't have to ask nobody. If you're a metaphysician, if you're a divine being, you declare it. Just like you do at other times when it is pivotal that the universe hear your call. Some of you all have used this energy to speak to someone telepathically. Like you don't know how you did it, but you do know now that the source had to do with it. And your divine nature has to do with it, because you're not the body, and the mind isn't you either. The person isn't you. So who really knows you but your source, but your God, your guides, spiritual guides? So do you really owe them all that much? Just respect and self-respect. So start putting yourself first and go after what it is you're trying to go after. Or planning. No more procrastinating on this thing. Now, you're going to do it maybe on something else, but they're saying now is not the time to completely procrastinate. Put that stuff, put those pans into the fire. Put your things out. Show them off. You don't have to give up, but see the signs. And if you're wanting to be radiant and shining and bright, those around you are going to start to be like that too. The more you do it, the more often. We're talking about the law of attraction, the law of assumption, the law of compensation. No more doing so much for others that you forget about yourself. What part of the game is that? No. Only go when you have that overflow. When you're feeling the overflow, that's when you take the actions and make those moves. That's the justice. That's you being balanced. That's you not overgiving of yourself. The source says you deserve that. Take care of yourself. Take care of you. There is going to be a part 2 of this reading, I'm being told. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some more cards here. And if you are interested in more from this reading, there will be a continuation and we'll be pulling some more cards. So I will see you in the next reading. Enjoy yourself. And thanks so much for allowing me to be of service. But definitely check out my offerings. I have created so many things for you all now, because I remember how it was when I first started my journey. When you're on a spiritual journey, you're going to repeat these lessons on a journey. It's good to have some tools. So check out some of the things I have on offer for you. I am going to do a video that shows you, give you a nice walkthrough, because you have no idea. You haven't seen it yet, right? So I have to share it with you. Wow. This is a powerful reading. But anyway, we're going to go to the next one. I'm going to go ahead and pull some more cards, and I will talk to you soon. Check out the links below for all of the cards that were used, the decks that were used in this reading. Check out the links below and all the decks that were used My name's Queen Sarita. My website's naturallyhighlife.com. I do have some other sites you can check out below. If you're interested in seeing what I have on offer, has been created for helping you as you get to your next levels, because there's levels and you're moving through them. So when I rise, you rise, and when you rise, I rise. We all rise together. Thanks so much.